Just enough time for a quick look at the tropics in the Western Pacific. If you want to take a look at what's going on with our cyclone Neron in the Southern Pacific, please check out this channel. I have another video on that. But overall, the easterlies continue to dominate. It is very hot from Guam over towards Palau and also into the Philippines, and even extending into the Indochina Peninsula, Vietnam, is south of our stationary boundary in southeastern China, which is really separating that cooler air towards the north. Overall, though, things are going to remain warm throughout the rest of this week, heading into the weekend. An increase in rainfall, though, is in the forecast heading into the mid to latter part of next week. Now, remember, this is an extended outlook. Things definitely could change, but at least at this time, I would expect a surge of energy. In fact, Pagasa is anticipating a low pressure area from the 8th over through the 15th, possible here in the central locations of Visayas, even southern Luzon, northern Mindanao. Now, like I mentioned, extended forecast, when you do look this far ahead, there's a lot of variabilities. I mean, just take a look at the model forecast. This is from GFS. Now, one thing that has been consistent is the surge of energy coming into the latter part, all the way out through the 15th, heading into the 16th. You can kind of see that here. Watch it spin up. And there we go. There's your energy, and there's that increase in rainfall. Nothing organized at all being shown on any of the guidance at this time, but a few people have been asking about it because Pagasa is indicating that low pressure area. Here's another thing that I do want you to keep in mind. Climatology isn't everything, and you don't discount a storm because of climatology. But the months of March, average tracks do take it about where the model is showing it at this time, but it is rather rare to get a storm in the month of March. I know it's not unheard of in the Philippines, but over the last 73 years, we've only had 22 tropical systems move through the Philippine area of responsibility. Only about half of them have actually made landfall. This is the fewest of all the months throughout the year. So if you had a month where it wasn't technically typhoon season, despite every month is typhoon season out here in the Western Pacific, it would be the month of March, where it's quiet. But it does happen. We have seen in the last 10 years some pretty potent storms in March, so you can't completely rule it out. Hey, let's pull back the picture, though. Let's talk about something cold. That's kind of cool. So we got the start of spring here. It is March 1st, meteorological start of spring, and a local phenomenon that's taking place off the coast of Hokkaido is the ice from the Sea of Okhotsk is pushing down through the Kuril Islands and just now becoming visible on the northern portions of Hokkaido. That is a local phenomena for the start of spring. It's kind of interesting. I always found that this always makes big news. When I was on NHK for 6-7 years, every year this was a big story, and they plotted it, and they would tell you how it was different compared to normal years. I always found that super interesting. All right, like I said, I have another video on our cyclone Neron in the southern hemisphere pulling away from Queensland, but still this storm absolutely exploded. Very dangerous storm going towards New Caledonia. All right, hey, check us out on Patreon. Follow me at westernpacificweather.com and all these social media platforms if you want to. And of course, as always, thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.